Welcome back. It is week number 2 in our weight loss stories series. I'm a Dr. Andrea Christian Parks, and I am a life and weight loss coach and a physician. And I'm here doing this series particularly to help talk about coaching and why it makes the difference in weight loss. And so if you missed any of the episodes earlier, go on back, catch up. There's 2 previous episodes in this series, and they're talking about my personal weight loss story and also how I did it and what some of the elements are that are crucial in weight loss. So go catch up and watch those videos too. But for this week, before I go forward, don't forget, subscribe and hit your notifications so you don't miss one of these stories. Okay, so what are we talking about this week? Weight loss on fast food. What? Like, how are we talking about fast food and weight loss in the same breath? Let me tell you. So I have to tell you, I have a client who I worked with who, the very first time we sat down for a actual session, she said to me, look, I do not want to just destroy my whole life. I don't want to be deprived and never have food I like and stop eating all the foods I love. And I'm not cooking. I'm not meal prepping. I'm not doing all that. And I want to lose X number of pounds. And I said, well, okay then. Let's get started. So we started digging in to figure out where you're starting, right? So we went through what she was eating, what her kind of normal stuff was. And turns out she was very honest. She did not like to cook. She did a lot of eating out. And one of the things she did a lot of eating out was eating out at Chick-fil-A. Now, I don't have any problem with Chick-fil-A. You can eat wherever you want. That's your business. It doesn't matter to me. But what was fascinating was after we talked, we set up some ideas about how to think about food and what we were going to do and not do and what we were going to shift and not shift. And basically all of it was what she wanted to do and how she wanted to eat and live. And so then I gave some guidance and we worked through some of the thinking around it, some of the choices she was making. And so my job as coach is not to change, like, I'm not here to prescribe diets. I don't go, okay, here, eat this many carbs and this many grams of protein. I'm not doing that. Because it doesn't work. That's number one reason. If it worked, I would tell people to do it. But here's the other reason why it doesn't work. It doesn't work because people don't do it. If you do it the way some people prescribe it to the letter and you're very diligent and you keep to the, yeah, it will work for a lot of people. The problem is in the end, people don't do it and they don't do it forever. If we're in diet mentality, the diet mentality says, I'll do this for this long until I get the weight off, until I get into the dress for the wedding, until I, lose the amount of weight I want to get into the bikini, and then that behavior stops. And once that stops, there's a vacuum. And the problem is there's nothing to fill it. So what fills it is your default. Your default thinking. All the things you were thinking before you thought, I should eat this many macros, this many carbs, this many grams of fat, this many grams of protein. If that's gone, now everything that you used to think comes back. What happens if you do what you've always done? You'll get the result you always got. So that's exactly what happens. You gain the weight right back because you go back to your default thinking. If along the way, losing your weight, however you choose to do it, you shift your mind and your thinking about what you're doing changes, then you'll do something different. Now, I don't prescribe diets because I don't think anybody wants to live on a diet forever. But if there's certain guidelines around how you eat and why you eat and what you eat, then if you believe in that and you've created that, you're going to live that way. You might decide to have an exception here or there. You might decide to have something that's totally not on the plan, but your decision making around it is very, very different. And so it doesn't become a pattern of going back to a default. It becomes choices you make. So for my client, after that very first session, between the first and the second session of us sitting down and going over this, and without really changing a lot of what she was eating, like where she was eating and eating Chick-fil-A and everything, in those first couple of weeks, she lost 6 pounds. So, is it the diet? Is it the fast food? No, it's not. It's what we do. It's what we think. And what we think produces what we do. And so that's the key as far as coaching, why coaching is so powerful, because we can do anything we want. Why we do what we want comes from our thoughts. And so that's where coaching has power. All right, so that is week 2. Next week, I'm going to talk about another client, okay? And we're going to talk about weight loss and extreme situations. And I'm going to leave it at that. So if you've already been watching me for a while, or if you're watching this and you think, I know what she's saying is right, and I want to work with her, email me. Email me at drandreachristianparks@gmail.com. Let's set up a consultation, and we will get you started. And if you want to work long-term, we'll set that up, okay? You can do this. I'm here to help. It does not have to take you a lifetime to figure this out. We can get going right now. All right, I will see you next week, and we're going to talk about weight loss and extreme situations.